Thank you for joining us. These are the stories we're tracking on Sunshine Report. Just now, my name is Adebimpe Akindele. The Ondo State government is set to commence the disbursement of scholarships, bursaries, and financial aid to indigent students in tertiary institutions nationwide. The flag-off ceremony is scheduled for Tuesday at 10 a.m. at the Cocoa Conference Hall of Governor's Office in Akure. This initiative supports the Governor's Ease agenda aimed at fostering strategic partnerships, enhancing quality education, and improving educational outcomes in the state. Student representatives are urged to attend, with guests expected to be seated by 9 a.m. The disbursement follows the approved budget of 350 million naira for the 2025 scholarship and bursary program, benefiting about 12,000 students, to an increase from previous years. The scholarships cover various categories, including medical students, law students, and students with disabilities. The presentation of new vehicles to traditional rulers in Ondo State is a fulfillment of promise to prioritize the welfare and promote peace at the grassroots. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa made the remark at the official presentation ceremony held at the Council of Harbour's Secretariat in Akure, while reaffirming his administration's commitment to improving the welfare of royal fathers and strengthening the traditional institution. He said the vehicles are symbols of dignity, honor, and respect to enhance the monarch's efficiency of monarchs in discharging their duties. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
This presentation ceremony of vehicles to traditional rulers in Ondo State marks a bold step by the Aiyedatiwa administration to strengthen the traditional institutions and promote the welfare of royal fathers. Held at the state's Oba Secretariat in Akure, the event was attended by royal fathers and top government officials led by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Amidu Takuro, described the presentation a gesture of appreciation and recognition of the invaluable roles played by traditional rulers in promoting peace, unity, and community development.
The approval of Mr. Governor for today's presentation of new vehicles. This is not a Tokubo car. This is a brand new vehicle. It's a demonstration of Mr. Governor's love and admiration for the traditional institution in the state. I therefore wish to enjoin our royal fathers to make use of this vehicle for the enhancement of peace, progress, and stability within their community.
The chairman of Akure South Local Government and chairman of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, in the state, Benga Fashua, hailed the governor for his commitment to grassroots development and inclusivity.
This is indeed a record-breaking event that will go into annals of a lifetime in this state and of course in this nation. Sir, so much has been said, but today you have indeed proved to the entire world that if you say it, you will do it.
Governor Aiyedatiwa said the gesture demonstrated his administration's appreciation for the unwavering support of traditional rulers, particularly in maintaining peace and security within their domain. Aiyedatiwa described the event as a fulfillment of his promise to prioritize the welfare of traditional rulers and promote peace at the grassroots.
The custodians of our rich cultural heritage, the preservers of our values, are the closest link between government and the grassroots. Our administration recognizes your importance and cannot afford to neglect your welfare. Within the first year of our tenure, our government completed a long-abandoned project for the construction of a befitting secretariat for the meetings and other activities of your majesties. And today, we are using the same facility to perform this ceremony.
The governor noted that the vehicles are symbols of dignity, honor, and respect to enhance the efficiency of monarchs in discharging their duties.
This achievement, coupled with the prompt payment of the statutory 5% of total fund allocation to the 18 local government areas of the state from the Federation account to our traditional institutions, underscores our firm dedication to your cause. Honestly, to commission the use of this vehicle in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Responding on behalf of the traditional rulers, the chairman of the State Council of Obas and Olowo Oba Ajibade Ogunwoye commended Governor Aiyedatiwa for the gesture, noting that the move will further strengthen the cordial relationship between the government and the traditional institution.
You have been surprising us because of what you've been doing for us. Completion of this wonderful edifice here, 5% that you have fully approved for us, and many more. We are going to be survived.
All grade A Obas in the state received a Toyota Fortuner Jeep 2025 model, while all grade B and C Obas will receive a Toyota Cross Jeep 2025. Wahab Bankole, OSRC News.
The just concluded Southwest Summit has been hailed as a crucial milestone for a brighter and more united future for the region and Nigeria at large. Stakeholders expressed support for the economic reforms spearheaded by President Bola Tinubu's administration, but stressed that unity and collective commitment among the people and leaders of the Southwest will drive sustainable progress and prosperity. Joy Pius reports.
The Southwest Summit provided a vital platform for stakeholders across the region to engage directly with the federal government on key policy, community and development issues. The summit focused on fiscal reforms, restructuring, security and economic revival, fostering innovative discussions aimed at accelerating progress in the Southwest. Expectations are now high for the summit to translate talk into tangible actions, collaborative solutions, and measurable progress on challenges critical to the region's future. For Ondo State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Idowu Ajanoko, and other stakeholders, the summit marks a defining moment in the democratic and developmental journey of the Southwest and Nigeria.
The reality of it is this: the last day to summit has given us an opportunity to review a lot of things, especially in the economic development, not only in the Southwest, but particularly in Ondo State. Part of the thing that was also reiterated at this summit was the need to develop economic blueprint, not only for the first one, particularly about Ondo State. To Ondo State people should expect more development, more projects, and more economic values.
The summit is about giving the people a voice. It's about making them a partner in development. It's about giving them that level playing ground that will enable them contribute to the policies that will govern them. I'm looking forward to we coming up with a blueprint that will address critical issues in the country. One is the issue of security. You know what we're facing now? Facing the problem of insecurity, not just in the Southwest, but across all the regions in Nigeria. Insecurity is a major problem that we are facing in the country. So I want to expect this year by, after putting all of this together, we address the issue of insecurity, we address the issue of our health challenges, we address the issue of our education, we also address the issue of water and other critical infrastructures that are needed by our people. That's what the summit is supposed to address.
Residents of the Southwest region are calling for renewed commitment from leaders and stakeholders to move beyond dialogue and effectively collaborate to transform the summit discussions into real progress on critical regional issues. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
In Nigeria, a quiet crisis is unfolding on the field after harvest. Billions of naira worth of grains rot before they reach the table due to lack of proper storage. Can restructuring abandoned silos save farmers, feed the nation, and secure Nigeria's feed future? Adewumi Taiwo has answers to that.
These towering structures in Ondo State were once the pride of post-harvest preservation, designed to keep Nigeria's farm yield from pest, rain and time. But today, the national monument stands neglected beyond what our camera lens could capture. Inside this edifice are rusted doors, weeds climbing concrete walls, and echoes replacing the humming of grain elevators. Experts estimate that 33% of Nigeria's harvest is lost post-harvest, enough to feed millions. This means food wastage, income loss, and a stalled future. Agri experts describe non-functional storage facilities a silent thief of harvest.
Silos can be a game changer for agriculture in Nigeria, especially in the southwest, when farmers have access to reliable storage, so they don't have to rush to sell their produce after harvest, because this will reduce post-harvest losses, and it also helps to stabilize prices and improve food availability all year round, and it also encourages value addition and strengthening food security.
But storage alone is not enough. According to agriculture engineer Professor Akimbili, deliberate and aggressive farming is required to produce grains for storage.
The silos in Akure, for instance, have been grossly underutilized because we do not really have sufficient crop production to be able to fill the silos, to be able to function at an optimal capacity. Because even what we have is not sufficient for people to consume, let alone store it. It is when you have excess that you can store, so that you can actually use it for price stability and market control. So that in case there's going to be scarcity, you can reuse what you have in the silos and force the market prices to a reasonable level that can be affordable, to consumers. But what we have is, number one, insufficient. Even the ones we have not been optimally utilized because we are not self-sufficient in food production at all levels.
Ondo State government says farm yield has not exceeded local consumption. However, conversation is on with the federal government towards reviving the moribund silos in anticipation of bountiful harvest.
I was in Abuja and I met with Nigeria Commodity Exchange. It's a newly created exchange market. We discussed about this silo. It's owned by federal government. It doesn't belong to the state. But before we ask federal government for concession, I want us to design a program that we want to do, because we are encouraging our youth now to go into maize farming. We have about 2 of it in Ondo State. We have that one in Oda Road, and there is another one that is yet to be completed in Akoko side. So we are discussing extensively on this. So state government is going to, if it is going to be partnership or concession, whatever it need be, to make sure by the time we begin to produce in excess, we have a place to stop. So it's going to kick off very soon.
Behind me is the silo along Oda Road in Akure. Evidently, no activity is taking place here. For Ondo State and Nigeria, this is a major facility critical to food sufficiency and sustainable agriculture, and it is calling for revival. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
Following reports by Osrc about a woman named Kemi in Akure, Ondo State, who allegedly gave birth to a stone-like object instead of a fetus, medical experts are now challenging the validity of the claim. They are calling for concrete evidence to verify the story, including CCTV footage of the delivery, the name of the medical facility involved, the weight of the stone, and laboratory analysis to determine whether the object is truly a fetus or merely a stone. Omoriola Hungbeji completes the story.
Medical experts are raising numerous questions following reports of Kemi, who allegedly gave birth to an object resembling a stone in Akure, Ondo State. Gynecologists, though reluctant to comment directly, suspect the claim may be among rare cases where unusual assertions are made for personal reasons. Key concerns include whether the pregnancy was confirmed by an obstetric scan, where it was conducted, how many medical professionals were involved, and whether the object was examined radiographically for verification. Despite skepticism, Kemi and her husband are diligent firm in their belief that she experienced a genuine pregnancy resulting in the stone-like delivery.
I first did a PT test, which was positive, and later went to government hospital for registration. Health center for registration and for everything and for following up.
Right, every symptoms of a pregnant woman, she has everything. Her breast was keep coming up, her tummy keeps growing up, even to the extent that her feet, her hand, her body was just keep swelling up.
Kemi claims a scan was performed, but efforts to access her medical records have so far been unsuccessful, leaving the medical community demanding more conclusive evidence.
I started noticing some movements. Later, my husband asked to go for a scan, and immediately I went for the scan. The scan says they did not see anything. I should come back for another scan. We went to the other scan, from another scan to another scan, but I can feel the movement of the baby in my womb.
I feel the kick in that 4th month, which I'm very, very sure of. And after 4th month, she ought to go for another test. There was nothing again. So we keep believing God that something will happen.
Chief Medical Director of Sky Hospitals and Diagnostics Limited in Akure and a certified fertility care medical consultant, Wilson Ikubeze, with over 1,000 successful deliveries, has described the case as extremely rare, acknowledging that the medical phenomenon known as stone baby or lithopedium is possible under certain conditions.
It is medically not possible for a pregnant woman to deliver a stone, clinically speaking. But there are certain situations where a woman could deliver what looks like a stone. One is if a woman gives birth to a fibroid mass that is pedunculated, that's standing on a stalk, that is submucous, just inside the cavity of the uterus, and is calcified. So sometimes you find people say, "Oh, I deliver a fibroid," and if the fibroid is calcified, then it might just look like a stone. So that is one condition. The other condition is what we call lithopedium. Medically speaking, lithopedium is a very rare condition where a woman harbors what we call the stone baby. Okay. Again, like I said, it was first reported in the 10th century, and in all of medical literatures up till this day, it's been like just about 350 cases that's been recorded. That tells you how very, very rare.
Dr. Ikubeze stated that despite the rare possibility of the stone baby phenomenon, concrete proof linking the woman to an actual pregnancy is currently lacking.
That movement that she felt can be characteristic of a uterine fibroid. If a woman has a uterine fibroid, she will feel some kind of movement like I have mentioned. So it's possible that she has a fibroid mass which moves occasionally as if it were a baby. Okay, but if she had done a scan and the scan confirms that truly there is a fetus inside the uterus, and then she delivers and it turns out to be a stone, it would have been a different thing. And if the delivery was probably done in an environment that there is monitoring, maybe CCTV, there is medical evidence and all of that. But you know, I want to say that we hear a lot of stories medically, but we're talking about scientific proof here. For a woman to be said to be pregnant, she must have done a pregnancy test, which will have to be positive. Now, the fact that you did pregnancy test and it's positive doesn't mean you are pregnant.
For Dr. Adefolumi Orekoya, a Nigerian-trained medical doctor based in the UK with experience in various Nigerian hospitals, cited multiple documented cases to illustrate that this rare phenomenon is medically real and recognized.
It was first reported in, I think, 1582 in a French woman who was around 68 years of age, so many centuries ago. And it's because it is extremely rare. It's one medical condition that you don't readily find. You find it just 1 out of 18,500 pregnancies, and it's closely related to ectopic gestation. So if you have ectopic pregnancy, most of those things are either spontaneously aborted, or you go there to induce the abortion, or you do surgery. So it does happen. It's just that it's extremely very rare, and you can have them in one. And that's why you have limited information regarding it, because one thing that doesn't happen readily, you don't invest so much energy or so much resources into it. However, for those who experience it, it is 100% for them. And so we must also provide information that such things can happen, and when they happen, we can remain calm and then follow medical guidelines.
Dr. Orekoya sees the condition as an important area for further research and urged Nigerian scientists and medical authorities to further explore the phenomenon to better understanding and demystify such occurrences.
The things that are not known yet belong to God. Those things that are revealed, they belong to us. The hidden things belong to God. And in fact, the mysteries of those things, they sustain the fact that life in itself is a bundle of complexity. And those of us who are familiar with the Holy Book, Deuteronomy 29:29 will say, those things that are revealed, those are the ones that are ours. And that also embraces medicine or science. So everything we do, technology, medicine, all of those things, they are a component of some of the things God has revealed to us as we continue to broaden our knowledge and broaden our insight. So when we have anything whatsoever, whether stone baby or any occurrence whatsoever, let's look at history. If you have had it in the past, history has a way of providing therapy.
Whether the condition is a rare medical phenomenon called lithopedium or viewed by some as a spiritual experience, medical experts advise Kemi to undergo thorough medical evaluation to prevent any further complications. For Kemi and her husband Adesoji, it remains a spiritual battle they believe they have overcome through prayer, with the stone now preserved by their church as a testimony of faith. Omoriona.
That's Sunshine Report. Join us later in the evening for another edition of the program. Good afternoon.